This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hi team. My name is Gautam, Exadata. So today we are going to discuss networking architecture in the Exadata. Very interesting topic, and even one of my favorite topics, networking architecture. So before going to the networking architecture, let me take back you what we have covered so far in just a minute. So far we have covered Exadata introduction. In the Exadata introduction, we have seen DBA, DMA roles, what exactly the difference is. And we have seen that DMA roles, we compared some 27 points between traditional rack and Exadata. We have seen the two evergreen challenges for any database, data growth and performance. How these two are addressed by Exadata, we have seen. Yes, as an Exadata specialist, you should know how many versions and how it started its life, now where it's life. So everything you need to know. So that it started its V1 to X8M, even in cloud, X9 also being shipped. X9 also being shipped now as of the date. Today is 10th August. X9 is not in the documentation. I mean, datasheet is not yet released to public, but X9 also came. X9M also came in cloud. And we have covered configurations. I mean, if you want to buy which configuration in Exadata Cloud at customer, same configurations, half rack, quarter rack, full rack, and there is one base rack. There is one base rack where you cannot see persistent memory. Yes, so that versions we have seen. With that, we have completed a wonderful introduction with the 6 classes. Very nice introduction. And after introduction, we have seen the architecture. We are jumping into architecture, but this architecture, nowhere we see the standard architecture to explain Exadata. So I divided this very beautifully into 3 parts. One is hardware architecture, and another one is software architecture, another one is networking architecture. If someone in the interview, anyone asks you what is Exadata architecture, first you have to start like this, because this is not like a Oracle or DBMS architecture or Oracle Real Application Cluster architecture or Golden Gate architecture to start straight away. You have to tell, yes, the architecture we can explain in 3 things. One is hardware, software, and networking. You have to tell these 3 things first. Then that opposite person will understand you. You have some clarity on the architecture part. Then he will be interested also to know what is this hardware architecture, software architecture, and a networking architecture. Then he may start explain networking or explain software, explain hardware. Then you have to explain this hardware network architecture. Hardware architecture, how it will start with an enclosed box. It will start, and now networking architecture. I am taking you to the networking components. We opened that box. We have seen DB servers inside what is there. We opened top plate and we have seen processors, memory, everything. And front side we have seen disks, and back side today we will see the network interfaces of DB servers. Even cell servers, we opened that box top layer and we have seen what are the disk, memory, everything. What is my video is, it's my video, Samir. I'm safe or not safe?
No, you are safe. Actually, Daljit was here, so
Okay,
it was
okay, thank
covering
you.
the document. That's the reason I requested him to.
Okay, okay. Yep. So in the hardware architecture, we have seen this database server, CPU, memory, all these things. But what are all software components inside this DB servers? That we have seen here. What are all the software components? As a, DBA, you have to have this knowledge actually. Overall knowledge, what is hardware, inside what it is, and how they are working together to run an Oracle database. Like that, how much struggle they are uh, putting together to run some database and to serve the application. This overall experience, overall clarity you should have. That's why within the DB servers, within the compute servers, you need to know what are all the software components. So we have seen all software components and what are all their roles. And we have seen in storage server also what are all the software components. There are main software components we listed here. And after that, we have seen yesterday within the storage servers, we have SFC and PMM. This also we have seen. And after that, software and hardware wise, what modifications we can do in Exadata, that also we have seen. So hardware architecture completed, software architecture completed. A very beautiful classes, both classes done. But now networking architecture. What is this networking architecture? To connect your hardware components, DB servers and cell servers should communicate one another, right? Because in the DB servers, your ASM will run. In your cell servers, your disk groups are there, your disks are there. Your ASM instance should access the disks or disk groups from cell servers. So this these should be connected internally. These should be connected, database servers and cell servers. How they are connected? They are connected using some networking. They're connected using some networking. Yes. And in the DB servers, one DB server will connect to other DB server. Means all the database servers in Exadata, they are into real application clusters. Means one DB server should talk to another DB server. Means there should be some networking. There should be some networking. You can adopt this subject to even a regular classes also. I mean regular traditional rack also. Same concept. Nothing will change. Here in place of cell server, you just can put your SAN. That's it. So yeah, you have network in between the DB servers. Yes, you have networking in between DB servers and cell servers. Yes, cell to cell communication also there via InfiniBand. That is also there. Each cell is an individual entity, but it can communicate with other cell using InfiniBand or RoCE. So for this you need network. Yes, you have DB server, cell servers interconnected together. That communication is set up. Then I mean two things we have discussed: DB to DB connectivity, DB to cell connectivity. We have networking. That is inside networking. And there we need two more requirements. Finally, this Exadata machine should talk to the application. So to talk to application, you need to have some networking setup. Yes, so that we need to do some networking, right? That is an external network I can call. Internal network DB to DB or DB to cell, that's fine. External network means your Exadata should talk to your application. That is one external. And another external is if something happens, you have to access your DB servers and cell servers remotely. Remotely means your Exadata database machine is in the data center. Your Exadata database machine in the data center. But sitting in Bangalore office or sitting in Hyderabad office, you should access it, right? Remote access. That remote access, we need external connectivity. For client, we need external connectivity. For DB to DB, we need internal connectivity. For DB to cell or cell to DB, we need internal connectivity. So these four things you need to know clearly. Then only you will come to know the networking architecture. Now you came to know, right, what is networking architecture? Networking architecture, it tells how the different hardware components are interconnected together, and DB and cells are interconnected together via InfiniBand or RoCE. How they are connected, that is one thing. And how this externally connected, your database machine, how it connects to DBA, how it connects to application, these two things. So now let us see how it connects. You have to tell the same way. Anyone asks you, tell them there are internal networking and external networking. There should be some order, then people will feel happy. Vague order no one likes. So go with a nice order like internal and external. Now let us see the internal. Yes. Now let me show you one thing here. This is a database machine XML dot. If you want to see all the IPs, anyhow, these all things will come. You can see database machine dot XML file. XML file, yeah. Now let us take you to some Oracle documentation. See, overview of network requirements. Listen carefully, team. There are, see, why exactly networking? First we will read. See, this class is a lengthy class, maybe it will prolong, but you have to be patient with me. See, this is Exadata networking I am telling. Why exactly it is? Here Oracle documentation clearly telling. In addition to the database and storage servers, just now I told you, database and storage servers are connected via InfiniBand and ROCking. Oracle Exadata DB machine includes equipment to connect the system to your network. To connect the system means to connect the Exadata database machine to your network means to your company network, to your data center network. Thereby from the data center, a DBA will connect or an application server will connect. Right? So to your network means to your data center network. The network connections allow clients to connect to the database servers. Your application servers directly they fall onto database servers, and also enables remote system administration. Means this is DBA. Enable remote system administration. This is a DBA part, and in between there is an end. What is the another part of networking? Network connections for client. Client means application. Your application server connection and your DBA connection. Right? Apart from database and storage server internal connectivity, internal communication, client should connect and DBA should connect remotely. Right? So for that, you need networking. So you need to have the networking architecture in clear picture. Yes, that's why now we will see what are all different to fulfill this line, this single line, how many networks are designed and how they are designed, we will see. Use the information in this section in conjunction with OEDA to configure your Oracle Exadata database machine environment. See, this section, see, this is a very powerful section, guys. Oracle documentations are very beautiful. You may not understand properly, but if you understand properly, this is the primary reference for me. For anything, I will refer from documents only. I will not use Google or YouTube whatsoever. Yeah. So this information, OEDA, when you configure OEDA, I mean OEDA is used to generate the configuration files to set up your Exadata database machine. Everything you will see. So now let me show you. Just in part 2 you will get this OEDA, but just let me show you. This is a OEDA tool. Oracle Engineered System Configurator. This is a OEDA tool. Latest OEDA tool, you can configure it, database machine and GDLRA. Old machines, you can configure Spark servers also. So here, if you see rack networks, I mean in the OEDA, you have to configure rack networks. You have to configure cluster networks, client networks and rack networks you have to configure, right? I'm not going into the details. In the part 2, anyways, we will fill all these things. I will fill up to comments and generate the configuration files in a dummy machine. I will show you. Right. Just for purpose, in OEDA, you have to give all IPs for all networks. What are all the networks we will see. This will generate configuration files. OEDA will generate configuration files. In part 2, we have a nice class on this. That time I will tell you. Only just for OEDA he has shown. That's why I'm telling. So use the information in this section. So use that information in this section, ports, IPs. After some time it will come. All that information and sit with your network administrator and open this OEDA like me, OEDA. Bring your network administrator into call. Then take these references and start doing networking configuration. This is how it works actually on the floor. How many guys you need? You need this Oracle documentation. Actually, not this documentation. In the floor, your ACS guys, advanced customer support guy, will come to your floor, or in some companies, you will set up your Exadata database environment using not only using ACS, there are some third-party companies also. You can engage them. They are trusted partners of Oracle. On behalf of Oracle ACS team, that third-party companies, they will come with everything and they will install. So Oracle is doing that also. So it's not just ACS only. Third-party companies also will help you. They will mediate between the customer, I mean you, and Oracle Corporation to set up this Exadata database mission. So they will get all they have all that training and they have all that internal documentation which should not be shared to customer. Means they will not share to customer some documents. It's clearly it will be written in the EAS documentation. Clearly will be don't share it to customer. It's our information only, but Oracle will not share to us. That much confidential they will maintain Oracle in the information. Right. So ACS guys and OEDA, that network requirements are there with ACS guys also. Not only this network, not only this document. ACS guys are third party guys. They have some document with them. That document are this Oracle doc plus OEDA opened in your screen plus your network administration in the administrator in the call. A well-experienced network administrator from you in your company and a well-experienced DMA and OEDA and your ACS partner or third-party partner will do all these network requirements, will fulfill all these network requirements. Okay, OEDA open, network administrator is there with you, and ACS guy is there with you. Then what they will see, what they will look into? Yes, they will look into, they have to set up 3 administration networks, because just now Oracle box came, you have to set up. This is how you imagine. Just now Oracle box, Oracle Exadata database mission came to your data center, and now you have to do the network. How do you start? So anyways, in the part 2, I will tell in detail. Here in a light way, I will go, but in part 2, anyways, we will give IPs also. That time I will go in detail. That time I will go in detail. Yeah. So how many networks they will set up means they will set up 3 most important networks. They are. So to deploy Oracle ExaDB machine, that you meet minimum network requirements, Oracle Exadata database mission requires a minimum of 3 networks. And there are interfaces available for additional network. Each network must be on separate and distinct subnet. The network descriptions are as follows. So what is this separate and all, I will tell. But for now, you need to know how many distinct network means. One is administration network, another one is a client network, and another one is private network, and another one is additional network, another one is backup network. Sorry, under additional networks, you have one backup network or other network. These 2 are under additional networks. Now, but mainly you need 3: private, client, and administration. First, let me start with private network. You have the private network in normal relay application clusters also. You have the private network, one database node. It will communicate with another database node with private network. This is a private network. One DB node will connect to other DB node using NIC cards and switches. Switches means I just shown you one switch, right? Same switch. This is the switch. Where is our? This is the switch. Like this, there is a switch there. See, this is a switch, the same switch, kind of Cisco switch with redundant switches, NIC cards. Your one database machine. This is a complete your database machine will talk to another. This is one database machine. One DB machine will talk to another DB machine using some switches, cables, cross cables, and NIC interfaces. That's it. NIC interfaces. The same way, in Oracle Exadata also, you have a private network. one database node will talk to another DB node using private network, also known as RDMA network fabric. But here we need to call it as, it's not just like a rack, a simple switch and NIC card communication. Here RDMA is implemented. RDMA, I mean between the database server and storage server, RDMA, also known as RDMA network or interconnect. This network connects database servers and storage servers. Oracle database uses this network for Oracle rack cluster interconnected traffic. So two things it will do. This private network will do, internal network will do two things. One is database to database, other one is database to storage. So Oracle uses this network for Oracle rack cluster interconnected traffic, means private network, rack to rack interconnect network, and for accessing data on the Oracle Exadata storage servers. Oracle Exadata storage servers. Like this, in traditional deployments, this is a private network node to node communication. This is private network node to node communication in real application clusters. But database node to storage communication, this one is the database node to storage communication. See, the guy that is disappearing is database node to storage. This one. See, these are database to storage. So what I am telling, in Exadata, these two guys are replaced by InfiniBand network, or these two guys. See, these two disappearing guys, I mean private interconnect and interconnect that is connecting to storage interconnect. These two are replaced by whom? A single InfiniBand or Rocky switch. This is in regular rack, but in Exadata we have InfiniBand switches. We have some diagram going forward. I will show you. InfiniBand network, it will connect DB nodes and cell nodes like this. DB servers and cell servers. You have InfiniBand switch 1, InfiniBand switch 2. Your DB servers will connect to cell servers via InfiniBand switches. So now let me go to private interconnect. So here the private network refers to how many things in Exadata? Private network refers to how many things in Exadata? Two things. One is Oracle rack cluster interconnected traffic, and other one is to access the data on the Oracle Exadata storage servers. So this private network is automatically configured during installation. It is non-routable, means it has a separate IP range, 192.168.162 range. Same, some default network is there. That's a separate network for this non-routable, fully contained within the machine, does not connect to your existing networks. This is a separate, this IP series is a completely different. This will not go out of machine. So this is a private network. Yeah. Starting with Oracle Exadata Database Machine X8M, the private network uses RDMA over Converged Ethernet Rocky. Rocky switches are present in place of InfiniBand starting from X8M. Before X8M, it is the InfiniBand we call it, but starting from X8M, it is Rocky, RDMA over Converged Ethernet. This is a Cisco switch. Rocky switch is a Cisco switch. InfiniBand switch is a Oracle proprietary switch. So in InfiniBand also you have RDMA. Even in Rocky also you have RDMA. Both servers you have RDMA. Yes. So don't confuse here. RDMA mentioned means only in Rocky we have RDMA. Before Rocky, in X8, X4, all these things we have RDMA, remote direct memory access. So previously the private network was built using InfiniBand technology. Rocky network fabric uses different switches and cables from those used in InfiniBand network fabric. Because this Rocky is offered by Cisco, definitely it will be different. So you have got something. What is private network in Exadata? You have got something, right? This private network is completely confined between DB servers and storage servers, DB to DB or DB to storage. That is a private network. And this network will be offered by two things, two switches. One is InfiniBand Fabric or Rocky Fabric. X8M before, it's the InfiniBand Fabric from Oracle Corporation only. But X8M onwards, it's a Rocky Fabric from Cisco Corporation. There is another Cisco engineer from Oracle Corporation. He will come online and help you if you raise an SR if there is any issue with Rocky. Yes. So one network completed out of three important networks, three must networks. This is not must. This is additional. I will come to that. So client network, I will come to this later. Before this, let me go to administration. Second one. Okay, let me a bit go to client also. Then I will go to this one. So this client network. See, the required network connects the database servers to your existing client network and is used for client access to the database servers. Client will connect to the database servers, then we need a client network. Applications access databases through this network using single client access name and Oracle RAC virtual IP addresses. So, how many things we need for the application or the client to connect to database server? Two things we need. One is access the DBs through single client access name, scan name unit, and Oracle RAC VIP, node VIPs we need. Both we need. If you do not want to use single client access name, even one single node VIP is also fine. Even one single node VIP is also fine. Some thick clients, they will use only one node VIP also. If it is a thin client, they will use both scan and VIP. Even if it is a thick client, they can use both scan and VIP. So either you use VIP or you must use scan and VIP together. Then your client can make a connection to your database. This you know already. Why this is end? Why this is end? You know, scan must be associated with a node VIP. Otherwise, only scan. If you open the ports, your application will not connect. So this is a client network setup. Database servers support channel bonding to provide higher bandwidth availability for client connections. Means channel bonding means, see here, if you take one networking diagram, channel bonding means this is one interface, another interface, ETH1 and ETH2. Two can be bonded together, high availability. Even if one interface is down, no problem, another interface will take the traffic. So client is not affected. So they will be bonded together using bond ETH0. You have to work with your network team to do the LSCP negotiation from network side, and you have to do the bonding from OEDA in your OEDA tool. So then thereby you can accomplish the mission accomplished with your network engineer to bond the two interfaces to make the high availability at interface level for the database server availability to the client. So this also can be done using client network. So we have to create one separate network for client also. So this private network, it has a separate IP range. This client is also separate IP range. Separate, it must be a separate IP range. Already Oracle told each network must be on a separate and distinct subnet. If this is in 172.32.5, this should be in 10 like that. 1032 like that, and this should be in 192.168 like that. These three networks must be in different subnets. So client, see, this is not the end of this client network explanation. Still long road to go. For now, you just understand this. We have a client network to be connected. Now let me come to the administration network. So there is some very good explanation on this. What exactly the administration networks? As I told you, node to node is done and database to application server is done. Private is done and client network is done. Even in regular traditional deployments, we have a private network and we have a client network. There also we have scans and VIPs, everything we have. Same like in Exadata, but private network is a completely InfiniBand network or Rocky. InfiniBand network or Rocky. Client is just like your traditional rack only. traditional rack only. And coming to the administration network, yes, this is also same like your traditional rack. This administration network, it has two hands. One is a left hand, other one is right hand. Other one is left hand. Yeah. Someone is pinging that doubts. I will tell you in the last hour, because if I go to your doubts and this flow will be missed. Let us continue the same flow, and if you have doubts, so that we will discuss in the last hour. Yeah. So now private is done, client is done. What is administration network? Guys, come to me, listen to me carefully, because somebody may doubt here, somebody may confuse what is this administration network, why it is meant for. So simply in layman language, I am telling you, you are a person. You are a person. You have database server and you have storage servers in you as a person. Your client connects to your brain. Let us say you are a Exadata database machine as a person. You are a Exadata database machine as a person. In your body, you have private network, and in your body, in your body you have databases. I mean, you have storage servers and database servers, and they will connect using your brain. Let us say, I mean, some wire from external air, it will come and touch your brain. That is a client network you imagine. This is your brain you imagine. This is your brain. Okay. Now, what is this management network? So your client is connecting to the brain, I mean client, to access the database. From brain, it will access the disk groups, disks, tables, everything in the body. Then what is this management, ILOM and admin? I can say admin has a left hand, ILOM is a right hand of your body. So this is a brain, leave it. This client is a brain. This will, from the brain, it will access through Rocky, it will go and take the disk groups or disks or tables or whatsoever. It will talk to the storage. This is your brain. This is your left hand. This is your right hand. As a human being, if DBA wants to connect to you, either he should use the left hand or he should use right hand. So what is this left hand and right hand? So DBA should connect to brain or left hand or right hand? Tell me. I mean, in layman language, we will learn the subject. Someone unmute yourself and tell me. Here, brain and hands. Brain is client network, I am telling. Hands are administration network, I am telling. I mean, management network. You are clear? Now, what is this hands? Now tell me, I will ask you one question. One of our team members should reply me. DBA should connect to the brain, or I mean for OS access, for management purpose, or hands? Right hand or left hand? Hands. Yeah. What are the hands? There are two hands. One is even this is same applicable in traditional rack also. This is not Exadata completely. This even in normal scenario also, you have these concepts, admin and ILOM. Every server on the planet, they have three interfaces. I will come to that point later. So what is this admin network? What is this ILOM network? Now let me read something and come there. So DBA will connect to DBA will connect to client network also using SQL developer, let us say. But SQL developer is also a client, right? SQL developer also client. Otherwise, he has to use /sysdba from admin, from hands to the database. I mean, from /sysdba. This way he can connect to. Here he will use /sysdba. After connecting to the OS through admin, local administration. That is why we can call /sysdba as a local administration. OS authentication, we call it. We call it OS authentication or local connectivity. That is through admin. But client is different. SQL developer DBA can connect through client using SQL developer, or anything that is outside connecting to the database, that is landing onto the client interface, anything outside, maybe SQL developer, or maybe your Toad, or maybe your application, or maybe whatever it is that is coming outside and landing on the client interfaces is a client landing on the brain of the human body, or client network of the database server is a client. That's it. But admin network, ILAM network, who will connect? DBA will connect. And DBA locally using OS authentication, he can connect to the database and access the tables, everything from the storage. This is a OS authentication, and client is client authentication. Two networks. Now let me go and explain admin and ILAM. Let me go explain admin. I am taking some time because very important. Even regular database concept also involved. So you will enjoy this one. You need to know this. Otherwise, during when you talk to Oracle guys, ACS guys will come to your floor. Your network admin will come to your floor. As a DMA, you sat there. Then they are asking, Gautam, what we set for client and what we will, what range we will set for admin, what range we will IP range we will set for ILAM, and what range we will set for private interconnect. If they ask, if they use this terminology, you will be hell if you do not know. If you do not have the clarity, then you, what is this admin? What is this management? What is this ILAM? What is this client? Somehow I know, but you do not have clarity. I mean, already you know everything. All of us know all these things, but there are some of our team members. They are still in the initial stages of learning. They didn't get this much exposure. That's why I'm telling for them, not for everyone. This class, basic level, I'm telling. Yes. Now you, in that situation, you should have a full clarity. What is admin? What is ILAM? What is client? What is private network? Everything. Now let me take you to management network or administration network. Administration network, also known as management network. Simple. So tell me, team, management network equal to administration network? Yes. DBA will connect to administration network for administration purpose. Administration purpose means if you want to shut down a database, or I mean, if you want to see the memory, how much OS you have to access. If you want to issue DGF minus H, which network you will connect? You will connect it to administration network. DF minus H, if you want to issue on the database server, some alert came, you will open your putty and open your server, and you will access it via 22 port. SSH 22 port means you are connecting to management network. That is a management network, right? So also, manage, for now what you understand is DBA will connect to client as client also, but forget it. We need to use some client tool like Toad or SQL Developer or whatsoever. Many things are there. Admin you have to connect means directly you can connect using your putty using 22 port SSH protocol. SSH protocol, TCP port 22 and SSH application protocol you can open and you can connect. So this is management equal to administration network. We have to know by this time. And what next? The next one is this required network connects to your existing management network infrastructure. What is the meaning of this line? This administration network connects to your existing management network infrastructure means, yes, this will be understood by your network administrator. This required network, administration network in the Exadata database machine connects to your existing management network infrastructure in the data center. So if you talk to your network administrator, you can talk, Mr. Network Administrator, our Exadata database machine should connect to the data center management network infrastructure. If you tell him, immediately he will understand, because that management network, he knows the terminology. Immediately he told, oh yes, Gautam, it's a management network, yeah, admin network, right? Yeah, we can connect. We will give that switch connectivity, and we can open the firewall to your machines. Yeah, we can do that. Like that, discussions will go right then, and is used for administrative work on all components of Oracle Exadata database machine. This is connecting all components. Which components? Left and right hand of database server, I told you, and storage server also left hand and right hand for administration purpose. I mean, to access it, first someone has to hold you, means they have to hold your hands, right? Someone is accessing you means how they access you. They will hold your hands. that means they are accessing you. The same way, every server, it has two hands for accessibility from the network. One is admin hand, other one is ILOM hand. I will come to there. What is ILOM? What is admin? Then this Rocky switches, if you see, there is only one hand. There is only one hand. There is no ILOM hand. There is only admin hand. I will come to that point also. Admin hand, ILOM hand, everything. So see, DB servers, it has two hands. Exadata storage server, it has two hands, and your switches has one hand. So a DBA, first he will connect it to the data center management network, and then he will connect it to Ethernet switch, this switch, and then if you are able to connect it to Ethernet switch, then you can access database server either through admin or ILAM, storage servers either through admin or ILAM. You can access Rocky switches through admin network. So I would like to fire you only one question, that how a DBA will access hardware components of Exadata database machine. Simple answer is administration network or management network. By default, the administration network connects the database servers, storage servers, server integrated lights out manager interfaces. Means this is a lights out interface manager. See, this is a ILOM interface on the server. So ILOMs and RDMA network fabric switches to the Cisco management switch in the rack. By default, the administration network connects two things. That administration network connects two things. What is one thing? One is your hardware components. Second one is Cisco Ethernet switch. So I will show you here. I will go there. Management network. This is your Cisco Ethernet switch. This disappearing one is Cisco Ethernet switch. How many ports? 48 port Cisco Ethernet switch, and your management network is 1, 2 ILOM net. This is a management network, not ILOM. It's a complete. Even ILOM also we can call it as a management, but when it is separately called ILOM, it's a ILOM. Otherwise, management network, both are same. I can select this also, but sometimes ILOM network we can see separately, but that is also for management purpose. ILOM and this ETH0, both are management only, but now I am selecting only ETH0, not ILOM. See, so this management network is connecting how many different components? Top side Ethernet switch is connected to DB servers and InfiniBand. So these are DB servers. These two are DB servers. These two are DB servers. Two quarter rack I'm explaining. These three are cell servers. These three are cell servers. This is first InfiniBand. This is first InfiniBand, and this is second InfiniBand. Second InfiniBand. So how many hardware components in a given Exadata database machine? How many hardware components total? 10, right? 10, 15 or 20? How many different types of? 5. Very good. There are 5 different types of hardware components. Show me. One is DB servers. Other one is cell servers. And other one is InfiniBand or Rocky switches. This is a third type of component. And fourth type is Cisco switch, or Cisco switch means actually XITM also. These two are also Cisco switches. So it's a habituated to me. I can say this is admin switch or management switch, because if I say Cisco, XITM, Rocky also Cisco. That's why earlier before XITM, InfiniBand is not Cisco. Only this admin switch is Cisco. What is the fifth component? PDUs. These are only five components existing in a rack. So this rack, DB servers, storage servers, Rockies, this is one party. This is one party. This one party is connecting to your Cisco admin switch via these lines. What are these lines? Management network. Can I call these lines management network? See, management network connected. So that's what he is explaining here. the server, storage servers, server integrated manager interfaces, and RDMA network fabrics to the Cisco management in the rack. One uplink is required from the Cisco management switch to your management network. What is that uplink? What is that uplink? This is the uplink. This uplink will connect to your data center network. This uplink, if this is not there, your mission is alone mission. It's not in the network. Your complete mission is alone, right? So your Exadata rack, first it should connect to your management network, right? So this is management network. Management network will be given from data center out of band switch. These lines will go to data center out of band switch. Then network will come to Cisco Ethernet switch. Cisco Ethernet switch. From Cisco Ethernet switch, it will flow on the ILOM lines also. I would have given. I can give that also. So then it will flow to. It will take the path onto the management network. Then it will reach all DB servers, cell servers, and InfiniBand switches. This is how it flows. So DBA will connect to first out of band switch in your data center, thereby to these lines. DBA travel, I'm telling. DBA will come to these lines first, then DBA will connect to Cisco Ethernet switch. Then he will connect to the database servers or Rocky switches or whatever it is. Actually, Rocky switches he will connect from database server. First he will connect to database server. From there he will SSH to Rocky switches. These things I will tell later. Right? Yeah. So this is a management network. It is two types. One is ILOM and other one is ETH0. So here you need to observe one thing. From Ethernet switch, admin and ILOM, or I will come in the reverse way. You have a database server. How many hands that database server it has? Left hand ETH0 admin, right hand ILOM. These two should go and land in Ethernet switch. Am I right? Let us say this database server, it has two legs. One leg will on one RDMA switch, another leg on another RDMA switch. Means two hands, two legs, one brain. Take like that. These two hands and two legs should go and connect to the RDMA Rocky switch, and two hands should go and connect to Ethernet switch. Let us take one database server in OECA configurator, and let us see these four legs now. This is a OECA configurator. You're able to see the OECA configurator? Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So you're able to see the OECA configurator. This is a OECA configurator. This is a real-time tool. Even in setting up in your company, you have to use this. This is a latest tool. You have to use this. Now we will see that four legs. See, what is this mission? XITM-2 mission. From top down, I can select the mission type, right? So what is this mission? XITM-2 I selected, and select the Rocky switches RDMA network, fabric switches, visible, no. Make it yes. So you got switches here? No? Yes. Already you played this with much more than me, seems. Now let us insert one database server here. Where you can insert a database server? This is a database server part. This is a HC or EF is a storage server part, right? So DB server, one DB server you insert. If you insert one DB server, I need answer from you. How many ports on the management switch should occupy? If I raise one DB server here, see, again I'm going to this one. Listen carefully. If I insert one database server, it has two hands and two legs, I told you. How many hands should come on Ethernet switch? I mean, on the Ethernet switch, how many ports should be occupied? If I select one database server, 2. Excellent. 2. One connection should go to one port. Another connection, admin go to one port, ILAM go to one port. 2 ports out of 48 ports available on the Ethernet switch. 2 ports must be occupied. We will observe that one. And from bottom, how many Rocky switch or how many ports should go and how many ports on first switch? 1 or 2 line here? 1. And here 1. So 4 dots we should observe on the switches. This is also switch. This is also switch. This is a RDMA Rocky switch. This is Ethernet switch. Now go and insert one database switch. OECA. I'm just inserting one database node here. How I can insert this up arrow if I press see up arrow I didn't press XATM -2. Let me start from scratch. Yes, up arrow. See one database server I inserted here, down gone, up came. So when up arrow given, DB server 1 occupied its starting U16 because it has to start from U16. In the previous classes I told you. Now Ethernet ports, how many came? 29 and 30. From this DB server, how many Ethernets we need? One first left hand is admin or ILAM? Left hand. Hello? Left. Someone can confirm left hand is admin, right hand is ILAM. Let us say. Okay. Now one line should left hand admin should go and sit on 29 on 30. But here I should decide what is 29 or 30. It is also important. And another hand, ILAM line also should come, right, from DB server. ILAM also should come and either it should go to 29 or 30. You are confused. Which port should connect to which? For that you have a cabling table. You have a cabling table. Take some database server. This is a database machine, rack layouts, integrated lights. See, type of equipment, storage server. Take database server U16. This is a U16. You are getting U16. U16 should go to ILAM port. Should go to which? That is what we are deciding. So U16. This is a which cabling? This is a ILAM cabling. ILAM cabling. So U16 from database server, it is going to which port? Which database server? U16. It is going to which port? Port number 30. Port number 30. Are you able to see that port number 30 in the configurator? Which one? This one? You are right. So above one is admin, below one is ILAM. ILAM should go to 30. So I can connect this below ILAM line to 30 and above admin line to 29. You are clear how exactly your database server is connecting to your management switch. A DBA will come to connect to this. That is a later part. DBA will come and connect to this switch, and so that he can connect to database server. That is a second part that I will tell in the coming classes. So your port number 30 is a ILAM port. Your port number 30 is a ILAM port. So all even numbers, 22, this 32, 30, all these are ILAM ports. Let us say you insert one more database server. 30 is occupied with this server. You insert one more database server. Insert one more. Now it should come to U17. U17 should go to where? 28 ILAM port. 28 ILAM port. As per Oracle documentation, U17 should go to 28. That is called ILAM port. Yes, you can see here that is ILAM port. Already admin went and landed on Ethernet switch of first DB server. Second DB server I am talking about. Second DB server. Insert the DB server in the OECA and observe this. What is that second DB server? Second DB server is a U17 or U18 or U19. What is the order from top to bottom?
17.
17, very good. It's a bottom to top actually. U17, it should land on 28. Now let us see, go to configurator. I'm increasing one, see, hand. I'm increasing one more database server so that U17 will be filled here. And we need to see what is that port? We need to see 28 occupation. So I'm increasing one. See, I increased one database server, 28 port came. ILAM, another ILAM port came. What is this 27? Can anyone tell? One is 28, right hand is 28 means, left hand is admin. So, yes, admin. Yeah, management. So in the management switch, above odd numbers are admin. I mean, above odd numbers are admin. Admin means ETH0. Admin means ETH0. So tell me, whenever I say admin, it is a ETH0. You remember, and ILAM is this one. But both ILAM and admin, they are under management switch only. Don't confuse. Whenever I say ILAM, it's a ILAM. Whenever I say admin, it is a upper layer. So these odd ports are in the Cisco switch. Upper port, odd ports are in the 48. Management ports are ILAM ports. These ports, management ports. What are the below ports? ILAM ports. See, 29 and 30, 30, 28. Even numbers are ILAM ports, ILAM cabling. Even numbers are ILAM cabling. And this even numbers are ILAM. 27, 29 are admin. Can we go and see 29, 27 are documented or not? Let us go. Where is this network combination? VLAN support. Somewhere, yeah, ILAM network requirements. Not here, not here, not here, not here. Yeah, here. See, this is a administrative Ethernet port. Administrative means ETH0. See, the Cisco management switch is located in the rack unit 21 on Oracle X8M-2 rack, unit 22 on X8M racks. You know this. And for this administration, your database server, where it is connected, U16 connected to 29 and U17 DB server connected to 27. So 27 and 29 must be observed on the OECA. See, 27 and 29. So 27 and 29 are which networks? 27 and 29 are admin networks. Your left hand odd numbers is your Cisco management switch port. See, Cisco management switch port or odd numbers are admins. I mean left hands from storage servers or DB servers. And even you have from network RDMA also one line only. See, in RDMA, how many lines do you have, ILAM? No, only you have 45, 46, that is Ethernet. I mean only admin ports you have. You do not have ILAM ports. You do not have ILAM ports. Only leaf switch it has 45, 46 net MGT. 45, 46. Here also 45, 46. Same port. It is referring to only one port. So same. It's not. I can say it's only admin is existing. There is no ILAM. Simply, admin is existing. There is no ILAM. That's why in the ILAM table, what he has mentioned, net 0, MGT, net MGT 0 means ETH 0. ETH 0. ETH 0 means OS access. OS access. Leaf switch means InfiniBand switch or Rocky switch. Spine switch means there is a spine switch also. That is the bottom-most switch. See, this is a Rocky leaf switch or InfiniBand leaf switch. Leaf is nothing but that connects storage and database servers. And this is also leaf switch, but this is spine switch. You go and connect spine switch in the configurator. Somewhere we will see spine switch. See, RDMA third switch is spine. Spine came. This is a spine switch. If you decrease, spine gone. If you increase, another Rocky came. This is spine, spinal. This will be used to connect to other Exadata database machines or other Exadata storage expansion racks. Other Exadata storage, expansion, racks, or other Exadata database machines. The switch, the InfiniBand switch or Rocky switch, is called spine switch, and the switch that connects internally your DB servers and storage servers is called leaf switch. Leaf switch, leaf InfiniBand switch, leaf InfiniBand switch. So you got clarity on how the management networking will work, and how the management networking will work. You got clarity because you have seen in the configurator, you have seen in the, so as you go on increasing the DB servers and cell servers, increase one cell server, let us say, increase one cell server came in the bottom. See, green colored ports occupied, 29, 29, 43, 44. Increase one more server and you play with this, and make one quarter rack. See how many ports are occupied. Make one quarter rack, increase one more HC server. 3 HC servers came. Now how many ports are occupied? See, 3 HC servers came from bottom, they started, and these number of ports are occupied. Many ports are empty and much rack is empty here. So this is your quarter rack configuration. If you go with full rack, many ports will be occupied. The top layer odd numbers are admin ports, and the bottom is ILAM ports. I will tell why ILAM, why admin. There is a question mark in your brains, I know. Why we need this admin network, why we need this ILAM network. I will come to that point. I will come to that, right? So where I am now, we have seen our management network ports in a Cisco Ethernet switch, and in the configurator we have seen, and in the documentation we have seen. Now let us go and see in the back panel ports. Where is the admin network here? I mean, what I am going to tell you, on the database server, Gautam, you told admin network and ILAM. That's good, but can you show this admin port and ILAM port in the back panel of the database server? Your question. On the back panel of the database server, show me where is this admin and show me where is this ILAM. That is your question. And you may ask one more question. Gautam, show me admin port specification and ILAM port specification in the data sheet of X8M or X8-2. So I need to show you in the data sheets these two interfaces, and I need to show these two things in database server. Now let me go to the database server. I am going to the database server back panel features. So where is your admin network, admin port, and where is your management port? Where is your management port? There are many ports here. This is a database server. See, X8-2 database server back panel. So this is nothing but this one, this server. This database server, how many hands? Left hand, right hand, left leg, right leg. Left leg is on one Rocky, right leg is on one Rocky. Left hand admin, right hand ILAM. So show me this left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand like this. In configurator already you have seen. In configurator you have already seen this. See, one is left hand, right hand, and bottom left leg, right leg. The same 4 ports I need to show you in the back panel. Where is my left hand, right hand? Where is my left leg, right leg? Legs are going to Rocky switches. Hands are going to Ethernet switches. Catch the Ethernet switch. How? Where are they? Yes, I'm going to show you. Always remember ETH0, upper admin port is ETH0 port, that we call it as a ETH0 port. So take a see, where is the ETH0 here? See, observe ETH0, net 0 or ETH0. See, RJ45 net 0, RJ45 net 0. Guys, it's not confusing you, right? See, this 10th port RJ45, this 10th port, this is your ETH0. I mean your left hand. On the database server back panel, this is a left hand. This should go to Ethernet switch. This should go to Ethernet switch. Which port? Can anyone tell the port number? This is a database server 1, let us say, on the 16th rack unit, and this is the admin.
Odd number.
Sorry,
29 or 29? 29.
Yes, it's a odd port 29. Exactly. Yeah. So let us see. It's a 29. Admin port is 29 because I told you it is a 16th one. If it is a other database server, if I tell it's a different port, but I told it's a first DB server in your rack, it will go to 29. So in this diagram, in this back panel port, this is the guy who will go to 29. This 10 should go and connect to the 29 port in the rack layout diagram. Your DBA will connect to this port actually and give / as is DBA and df minus h, su minus Oracle, SSH 22 port. Put the IP address will go and straight away hit this port, hit this 10th port. Remaining ports, they have their specification. I will come to that. And now you are asking me, where is my right hand? Left hand is done. Left hand is admin done. Right hand is ILAM, right? This is a right hand. This is ILAM. This should go to which port? This ILAM should go to which port? On the
30, man.
info sheet?
Ethernet switch, 30.
30. Now see, 9th one. What is this 9th one? Read it. Oracle Integrated Lights Out Manager RJ45. RJ45 means it's like your telephone switch. RJ45 means like our telephone switch. RJ45 connector. If you see this like this, this is a SFP. See, this is a 10 GB SFP. This is a, we have to insert and pull out and pull in SFP module. This is a RJ45 means this is RJ45 telephone like a cable. And this is a male cable. There is a female entrance. That female entrance is this one. This one. See this one. Where is this? RJ45. This is also RJ45. This is also RJ45. But this is SFP. 1112 are SFP, and net 1, net 2. This also seems no. 1112 are RJ45. These 13, 14 are SFP. You have to identify which is which actually. Actually, this is a complete networking terminology, not required, but if it is known to you, that will be good actually. That will be good. This is a C. So now I'm coming to the point. You let me be on only one topic now. The topic now is management network. Let me explain you the only management ports. Here, two management ports I have shown you. One is a ILAM port and other one is ETH0 port. So 9 is integrated ILAM processor. 10 is net0 port. Net0 port, that is a 100 base T port. Base T means it's like a your telephone cable. Base T. If it is SFP, not SFP is different. As I already shown you that there is a module we have to insert like that is a fiber. SFP is a fiber. Yeah. So now this is a copper and fiber both are there in RJ45. So you are clear on the database server also. So now let me go and see you. Now you have seen this administration network in the OECA, and you have seen this administration network in the back panel. One is a ILAM, other one is ETH0 left leg and right leg. You can ask me where is my left hand and right hand? Where is my left leg and right leg? I mean, which terminals in this back panel should go and reach the RoCE switches? Is there any kind of RDMA here? RDMA. 25 GB port C, Oracle dual port 25 GB Ethernet, slot 6, see, 25 Gbps Ethernet port, RoCE switch. This is a RoCE switch. And see this one also, PCI Quad 3 dual port 20. This is a client actually. This is 6th one is a RoCE port. 6th one is a RoCE port. Just give me a minute. The 6th one, is there any RDMA storage? Not the 6th one. There is some RDMA name should be there. I'm sorry guys. This one. See.
7 and 8.
7. Yeah. 7th one. I'm sorry. This is the 7th one is UDR port adapter. Where is 7? This one. Yeah. This has how many ports? Dual port, and this should go to in the database server dual port, left leg and right leg. See, dual port. One port is left, other port is right. Quad data rate InfiniBand, or this can be 100 Gbps Rocky. 100 GB is the Rocky. R means XATM. This is XATM 100 GB Rocky. Before XATM, dual port QDR InfiniBand. So either seventh one here, one port and other port. One port should go your left leg to Rocky, another port right leg to another Rocky. There are two Rockies. There are two Rockies from this database server. So we have seen the four parts here. We have seen four parts. We have seen admin and ILOM, where it will go in the back panel. In the back panel, you have seen what are the interfaces that are connecting to RDMA and Ethernet switch in the OECA you have seen. And now your question is, okay, Gautam, you have seen the network interfaces in OECA, good. You have seen the same network interfaces in the documentation in the diagram. You have shown the same network connectors in the layout diagram. We are happy. Now, could you please show them in datasheet? Where is in the database mission datasheet? Can you show? So now let me go to datasheet. Let me go to datasheet. XATM-2 datasheet. See, this is some interesting figure. See, 2 NetMZT2. Just now I told you, one is left leg and right leg. This first port is ILOM. Next one is admin. I told you. Second one, remote access. I told you. Management access means remote purpose. Both are remote purpose. Sitting in Hyderabad, you will access the servers in Rochester or New York or California in data centers using these two ports. I mean, over internet you will access. Over internet you will access this ILOM port or ETH0 port. Both ports over internet you can access. Right? What is second one? See, network management port. Network management port. And third one, these are Ethernet ports, and this is for operating system access. So this one diagram I have X2-2 back panel connectors, and if for any instance you are not able to connect to the admin network over ETH0, your database server is shut down. Let us say your database server is shut down. How can you access this database server? Through ILOM you can access. Through ILOM you can access. This ILOM is on the network. Still you can connect to this ILOM and power up this database machine. Because you cannot connect to this port. You can connect to this ILOM. How do you connect to this ILOM? This ILOM is on network. From another database server, you can connect to the ILOM of first database server. And once you connect to the database ILOM port of this database server, complete database server is under your control, because ILOM has the full control of complete database server. ILOM is a small software hardware integration, some kind of small network card. It's like a small firmware. It is some hardware there, some inside there is some software also there. So in that ILOM, under the clutches of ILOM, all your database server is there. You can power up, power down, you can monitor, and everything. Many things can be done in future classes. I will tell what is this ILOM. All this stuff. So you can connect to our internet if you do not have access to ETH0. I will ask you one question. If ETH0 is down, database server is down, for your bad luck, ILOM is not also working. I mean, if this interface is not working, ILOM interface is not working, then how do you connect to this database server? Tell me. How do you connect to this database? Sorry?
Using port 5.
Using port 5, exactly. You have to go to data center. There is no other way around. You can reset ILOM. There are some methods. If nothing works, you have to go to data center and connect your laptop and access the machine. This is called serial MZT port. Serial management port. Management means OS access. That's it. OS access or device access. This is also management. ILOM also management. ILOM. So on the planet, any server, if you want to access, how many ports are there on the planet? Any server generic, if you want to access, you have either ILOM or admin port, that is ETH0 default, or serial port. These two are for remote management. Being in Hyderabad, you can access if these two ports are into network. If these two ports are corrupted somehow, you have to go to data center and access this. Last time, 1 month back, our Rocky switch, there is no alarm for that Rocky switch, and there is this admin network is not working. Then I had to go to data center not 1 time, 3 times daily. 3 times, 2 days once, 3 times in a week. 3 times I went accompanying one field engineer, Oracle engineer. I was taking him in his car. We both were going and connecting to the serial switch. So to connect the laptop to your database server, where do you connect? A, ILAM, B, ETH0, C, NetMGT. So you can connect to NetMGT directly. Sorry, serial MGT, SCR MGT. This is a NetMGT. This is a SCR MGT. SCRM, because these two have the problems, then you can connect to serial port. And in the PuTTY session, you have a COM1 and serial port. You should not select SSH. You should select serial. If you observe there in the PuTTY, there is a SSH, serial, telnet, like that. There are some protocols. Select serial. Under COM1, you can access. You have the direct access now. No need of any firewall, nothing. No firewall, nothing. Here, if you want to access from network, you should have the firewall access between your desktop or laptop to this machine. But here, directly you can access. There is no network. It's a direct access. Direct access. So yeah. So this is a management network. So in the figures we have seen. Now let me go to. You asked me to show it in the data sheet, because data sheet is the primary reference for any mission. Let me go to data sheet. This is a XITM data sheet. In the data sheet, I'm concentrating on the earlier in the class software. When I was explaining hardware, I explained only these 4 columns, but I did not explain network. That time I told you I will explain network in the coming classes. That is the term now. This is where I have to explain this. Now see, concentrate on these two. What are these two? One or 10G copper Ethernet port for management, and other one is ILAM port. This ILAM port is a left hand or right hand? Right hand. This copper Ethernet port management port is left hand. So yeah. So yeah, there is a pen drive. Yeah, I will tell you. Pen drive like device also there in the diagram that I will come to you. Yeah. So tell me, now you are satisfied in the data sheet, in the network designation. In the network designation, you have the both ports. Both ports, management port is there, ILAM port is there. Why management ILAM port? Why management ILAM port on the server should be there? For remote access. For remote access, we will use this one, and we will use ILAM. For both are remote access. Both are remote access. Right? If this is not working remotely, we have to access using ILAM. Otherwise, this is daily we will connect remotely to our database server using management network. So these networks are under client. Rocky also we have seen. 2 Rocky switches also we have seen. These are 2 legs. One is left hand, right hand, and one is left leg and right leg. This is a QSFP. SFP means not like your RJ45 telephone kind of thing. There's a module, SFP module. SFP module. See, this is the SFP module. This is a SFP module. But RJ45 is a telephone like thing. Telephone like this is like this looks a kind of a pen drive thing. Pen drive thing. So now what I have explained you so far is this one. See, yeah, in the specifications also you can see administration network, one Ethernet port, and integrated lights out manager. This is in the documentation. This is in the documentation. RDMA network, I mean legs, both ports active, left leg and right leg. This is going to Rocky from the database server components. And you have seen left hand and right hand also. So in the documentation you have seen, in the OECI you have seen, and in the diagram you have seen, in the cabling chart you have seen, and any other, and in the data sheet also you have seen. So these many places you have seen. I think you are clear what exactly the management network now. What exactly? The management network. I have shown you in many places. This management network is for what purpose? This is for what purpose? This is to access the mission. This is to see. This is required. Network connects to your existing management network infrastructure and is used for administrative work. Administrative work on all components. Administrative work means shutdown, startup, or seeing the space df minus h like that. And if you want to create any users, permissions, all this is administration work. So basically, if you want to access it, if you want to access the device, you should be on network access. There is a redundancy for management. If ETH0 management team is down, Oracle provide you can provide you ILOM interfaces. I mean, remotely you can access the same mission using ILOM also. ILOM also. So with this, I will stop today because it's already 10:30. Now I'm open for doubts. Before going to the doubts, there are some doubts in the chat. After that, I will. Yeah. One of our team members asked how inbound and outbound rules work. Yeah, this I will explain you inbound and outbound. Do not worry. During the routing, I will explain you in the coming classes. Inbound and outbound. Both are required. Actually, during the ASR configuration, auto service request configuration in part 2, I have to tell this. What is inbound and outbound? That time also I will tell. Yes. And other question is, what is pen drive like device in the data sheet? Yeah, pen drive. Yeah, this is a pen drive like device. So this we can take the operating system backup into the pen drive also. 15 USB 3.0 connector. This should not take more than 10 milliamperes. There are rules. So we can connect here. Send cell boot flash drive. Already it is there inside the database server, but this is the additional USB you can connect. Okay, I'm coming again. You can connect your flash drive or a pen drive 3.0 to this port and take backup of image of this database server. Or even if you do not take it, no problem. This database server already internally it has one USB. Automatically it will take. I think in our if you go to our book, I already there is a cell boot flash control F cell boot flash drive.
It will be like USB cell boot, I think.
USB. I can give USB. Yeah, USB cell. Thank you. Or USB I can give better. Yeah, USB. Yeah, external USB drive. See, in addition to the built-in cell boot USB flash drive, Exadata also provides a way to create your own external bootable recovery image using the COM1 8GB USB. COM1 8GB flash drive. You can buy a local electronics store. Exadata will create a rescue image. This. So before you create this recovery, you must remove all other drives, something blah blah blah. So you can take the backup, but you no need to take. Oracle automatically will take. See, the first two disks. If somewhere it should be there, somewhere it will be written like Oracle automatically it will. Yeah, well the answer is that you don't take. Exadata automatically does this for you through the use of an internal USB drive called the cell boot USB flash drive. USB flash drive. So that is the purpose of that one. You can take the image from that USB drive. So yeah, that is one doubt in the chat. And another doubt is, do we have redundant admin ILOM switches if one goes? Yeah, this is a good doubt. Actually, admin ILOM is a redundant kind of for admin. See, why they designed ILOM, you know, why they designed ILOM? If for some reason, if the database server is down, for example, you are replacing the DIM. If you are replacing a DIM, you need downtime on the device. I mean, database server, you need to shut down. So that time, you are at the desk. You have to bring up the server, let us say. How do you bring up? You can connect it to ILOM and bring up ILOM console and bring up the database server even if you are unable to access the management server. Why? This ETH0 is an operating system, means it acts on top of operating system. Your OS is down there. I mean, your server is down. So you cannot access this. But this ILOM is an independent component which has full-fledged control over your database server. This is an independent watch type of. I told you, right? You are a human being. You are a server. You have a watch connected. Watch is ILOM, let us say. Which ILOM? ILOM is a left or right? Right. In our terminology, ILOM is a right. Right hand watch you put. Right hand watch. Watch generally we put left hand, but put a right hand watch. That is nothing but an independent device that can control you. That can shut down your human being. That can start your human being like. So your ILOM, I mean right hand, is the high availability kind of thing for your left hand. Is the high. If the man is dead, you cannot access your left hand management. Then connect to the ILOM, then power the human being, power the server. So remotely you can start up and shut down, and it has a monitoring capability also. It has the vigilance on each and every part of Exadata database machine, Exadata database server. I mean, let us say if it is a database server ILOM, it has what CPU, RAM, everything. It has the vigilance under all hardware components. It has the vigilance of, we have ILAM snapshot also, that things will come in the future. That time you will understand more. So this is like one is redundant for another one for remote purpose. Both are remote. Yeah, good doubt. Yeah, I'm
Maybe
open for
Ravi,
questions.
like
Yeah.
what I understand from his question is, okay, if management network is down, okay, but from public we can log into the using public or like client network, right? We can log into the DB server and we can do
No.
SQL
From
plus.
client network we cannot. Client network we cannot log in. See.
I mean to say, because now if management network downs, right, we can from ILOM we cannot do SQL plus because either it is GUI mode or putty we won't get SQL plus prompt, because usually when we log in from putty, right, it will show Oracle ILOM something it will show, because we cannot do SQL plus prompt.
Yeah, so what you are
Kind of
telling,
question.
you cannot see that ILOM to log into that server to connect ILOM, right?
Yeah, in case if management that network is down, right, or card that port is having issue. If we use ILOM, we cannot do SQL plus and all. Then they have to,
ILOM,
because there is no
we cannot
redundancy
use.
for.
No,
Yeah,
we
that's what, there
cannot
is no
use.
redundancy. In case if server is down, then okay, from using ILOM we can do reset or startup or whatever it is. So
Yes.
then they have to replace the switch, right? That port.
Yeah, but generally, management network port will not corrupt usually.
There is
You
no
will have some
redundancy.
problems from your. You will have problems from your management switch itself. Or ILOM when you use, if the server is down for any maintenance purpose, let us say.
Yeah,
Your
only for
database.
that purpose we can do, but we cannot do SQL plus and all.
No. ILOM is a different console actually. I mean, that is a kind of a greater than console. I will show you that time. It's not a SQL console. It has a firmware console, kind of a different console. We cannot use. There is no SQL plus. Nothing. Nothing is there.
Yeah, that's what
But
we cannot do. My question is, okay, if my management network is down, we cannot do SQL plus to monitor the databases. So how about connecting from public
okay.
network?
That connectivity, yes. This already I explained you. Explained the team in the last classes. If management network is down, still you have the client connected.
Yeah, that's what we
Still you
can
have
use
the.
public
Yeah.
network.
No. You can connect using SQL developer. Okay. This is a client network. This management is gone. Let us say this management is gone. Let it go. No problem. You don't have the access to this ETH0 or ILAM. These two interfaces gone. I mean, these two interfaces gone. It's okay. No problem. But using this client connectivity line, using SQL developer, you can connect, and even your client also is not disturbed. Your client also can connect. I mean, if you go to OEM, you can see the monitoring also. Your client will not affect. The affected network is management network. Your brain is still working with your body, but your legs are only your hands are not working.
And
You
then we
got my
should be
mind?
able to do, we should be able to connect to public network from PuTTY also, right? So
From Putty, no. From Putty, what port you will use? Tell me.
now we have public network, right? That also connected to the corporate DNS network, right?
That's what I'm asking. Putty, what port you will use? 22 port, SSH 22, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that SSH 22 port is a management network port. Management network port. You got it? This client network, this client network, it will go to your application machines in the data center. In the same data center, you have application servers, right? That application servers can talk to the database server seamlessly because that network, they are nowhere related to your management network, right? So this happened to me once actually when there is some data center maintenance, out of band switch gone. Out of band switch means this is gone actually. This out of band switch gone. This is gone. That time immediately my PuTTY session terminated. Immediately my PuTTY session terminated and I was upgrading also because I'm on a production box. Immediately that server room is next to me only. My Exadata boxes daily I will see with my eyes next to the glass door. Immediately I went inside and asked what happens. What happens? I'm unable to connect. Then they told they are doing something on this out of band switch. Out of band switch. Then I asked, are you doing anything on core switch? Core switch means this client will go to core switch. It's LAN. This is a secure LAN. Client will go to core switch. They told no, we are not doing anything on core. Then I felt happy. And then databases I saw they are working fine. No application is impacted. Only I am impacted. Only DB impacted.
Yeah, Gautam, this one is admin switch is connecting through PuTTY 22 port, and whatever client switch is through connecting through 1521. That is a client switch.
That is the JDBC, yeah. This is
Yeah,
This is the correct answer actually. Yeah, thank you, dear. This is a correct answer. This port is different. This
always
mechanism
be
is different.
always be connecting through 1521. That is a listener port, and that will be always be up and running. That application will be connected through
1521 or maybe a different port also. Maybe different port also, but it should be
by
from a
default
thick client or thin client. By default 1521, yes. But in production banking environments, generally they will not give a default port. Some different port they will give. This is a correct. Now you got it, Raghu?
Yeah, I got it. But I was trying to.
From application server firewall open, you cannot connect. Connect, Raghu. You have to have your management up. You have to have your management up and then connect right?
Okay.
Good doubt. Anyways, it's a good doubt because it will be more understanding to everyone. Thank you, dear. I like the answer you told. This is a JDBC connection actually, or a thick clients. Thick clients means SQL developer or some
whatever
whatever
adjusted
Toad. Correct. Toad.
And
Like that.
Gautam, one more thing, my small doubt. We are connecting through only database servers, all those things. What about the storage cell management, kind of LUN creating and LUN monitoring and cell? Which IP we have to use? What kind of port connectivity? Can you explain on this? Because I'm not seeing these cell servers kind of thing. I'm not seeing which port we have to use, all those things.
In real time, there is a EIS procedure. Your ACS guys are the third-party guys. They have 80 pages documentation how to create all these things using OEDA and this EIS documentation. They will create all these things and they will finally come to one database creation. One database create and they will give it to you. One database created means all your LUNs created, grid is created, every RDBMS software, grid software, all softwares are done. Finally, DB created means everything is done. So until that DB creation part, they will come. So all these procedures in the coming classes, it will come. Do not worry. Do not worry, because in the next part, I will tell you where exactly it will start, where exactly it will end. The EAS process, how that EAS documentation, it's not shared to customer, but I know how it happens. I will start from scratch and end at database creation. Don't worry, that time I will show you how to create that LUNs, everything using EAS in the real-time method, or in virtual machine. I will show you live in our machines also. Yeah. So guys, let us stop today. Time.
Yeah, Gautam.
Yeah. Yeah, one last
Gautam.
question. Quarter to 11. Tomorrow, anyways, we have many days ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Gautam, I have a doubt. In traditional also you can connect through SH one database to server and database server. Database server.
Traditional also same
Here,
concept.
what is the difference? Same
No
concept.
difference.
We have
No difference. Exadata, traditionally, you will connect to the database server using SSH 22 port only. Provided 22 port must be open on the TCP network protocol, TCP protocol and SSH application protocol, 22 port. These three things, that's it. Source is your desktop server and target is your database server. In the firewall rule, when you do a firewall request to your network admin, put your source as your desktop, target as your database storage server, database server, and network protocol is TCP, application protocol is SSH, and the port is 22. You send these 5 details to your network team, they will open a firewall, and then once they open a firewall, you can telnet this machine database server. Yes, you can directly connect to SSH using 22 port. But this is a regular concept, not only Exadata, not only RAC, any Linux machine. If you want to access our 22 SSH protocol, this is the flow. That's it. Yeah. So we will wind up today. It's yeah, we have the days ahead. We will discuss, and I'm sorry, some chart questions also there. But let me answer quickly if I am able to. There are only less. In normal traditional ETH0 not working, what is the procedure? Yeah, in normal servers also we have ILAMs. Even in IAX machines, even in other Dell machines or whatever, they also have ILAM, their own ILAMs. Otherwise, you should go to data center. Okay, they also have that remote mechanism. ILAM is not only for Oracle, other machines also they have ILAMs, integrated lights out manager. And another question in chat, in Exadata directly we will go to data center, we connect. No, this is a least case. Data center when we go, see, even I think tomorrow I have to go because one of our system disk failed in X4 box database machine. I field task also raised. Tomorrow I'm going to data center, some 100 kilometers travel. So when some device fails, you have to accompany the field engineer of Oracle. That time you will directly go to data center. Or when there is a management network, I mean complete your E2H0 and your ILAM gone case, then you have to access your device only through serial management port. That time you have to go to data center. And you will go to data center during initial setup also. During initial setup, you have to talk to the data center guys regarding the cooling, temperatures, and power inputs, and ventilation, and space required. To discuss all these things, you have to go to data center. So these three occurrences, you need to go to data center. And other question, what are the other ports connected to internet next to ILAM and admin port? Yeah, to the internet. Internet means it's a network, actually management network. Yeah, it's a ILAM port you can connect and management port you can connect. Other port means client, we cannot say it's a internet, say intranet. It's a tightly bound data center confined network. So it's only ETH0 and ILAM. ILAM ports are connected to this external network, remote access. This one. Yeah, I think I answered all the chart questions also. Yeah, tomorrow we will meet with the remaining portion. Thank you so much. It's the time is high time, 10:50 almost. Good night, team. Thank you.